Okay, this time I have the SimpleTaste citrus juicer, and it's all assembled here at the moment, but in a second I'll take some of the pieces off and show you them separately. But first I'm going to tell you about what comes in the box, what the specs are, what it's capable of. Then near the end I'll tell you the price and if I recommend it or not, and it is a good price. As I've mentioned, it's a SimpleTaste citrus juicer, and it is 20 ounces, which is about 600 milliliters. So it has a good capacity. It's more than half a liter. So if you're used to getting, say, soda bottles or bottles of water or whatever that are about a liter, this is more than half of one of those, 600 milliliters. It's 25 watt, and it is quite compact. It's a decent size, but not too huge, like some blenders, things like that. It's a decent little size. You can see the box there it comes with. Now, in the box, you get you get the plate bit that sits inside, you get two, not just one, you get two of the cones for different sizes of fruit. So if you have a smaller fruit, you can just get away with the standard one that's built into it. And that is what I used when I tested this with some oranges. And it says if you're using a bigger fruit, such as a large orange, you might need the bigger one. But I got away with using the regular size one for some oranges, even though they were slightly, perhaps slightly large. So you do have the two sizes, basically normal and large, which is good. It also has a base on it that you can take off to clean, but the base, it also has a built-in kind of cable tidy. So as you can see, this is a power plug here, and it has a slot here, and you can wrap the cable around inside, which is so handy. I really like that feature. Before I knew more about this, before I really looked into this product, I didn't realize, it would have that. I think that's just such a handy thing, because when you're trying to box things away, the cable can be quite a nuisance. With this, it's so convenient to store. You don't have to worry about fiddling with the cable. In fact, even if you're not going to box it away, even if you just go leave it on the side, just wrap that cable around it like that, and it's sort of a bit neater and tidier and out of the way. It is 20 fluid ounces, like I've mentioned. That is about 600 milliliters, over half a litre. It fits practically any fruit size because of the two interchangeable cones. It's which is compatible with fruits such as grapefruits as well as small tiny lemons, and I have used primarily oranges with this. It also has the ability to let in different amounts of pulp, like from the orange. So it's got a little lever on it, and you can close the holes. And if the holes are closed, a minimum amount of pulp gets in your drink, whatever it is you're making. Now, it doesn't completely stop pulp because I'm quite fussy and I don't really like pulp, and I find there's still too much pulp in it. But for a product at this price range, a home consumer, cheap budget citrus juicer, it does a decent job. And then you can slide the slider a little bit more over and let more in if that's what you like, or you can have it completely open and it lets a lot in. So I like that function. I think it's really handy for people that don't like too much. You can close the holes, and people that like lots, you can let lots in, or an in-between amount. I think that's a really nice feature. So it does let you control the pulp. It is easy to both assemble and clean and store, and it really is very easy to quickly whip together, even if you've had it all undone and put in a box or whatever. And I'll explain more about that quickly in just a minute. For the US, its output voltage is 120 volt, 60 hertz. Rated output is 25 watt. For Europe and Britain, for the EU, its output voltage is 220 to 240 volt, 50 hertz, with a rated output of 25 watts. It comes with the base attached. Like I say, you can remove that, and I have before. You have a lid that I've got on it. You have the filter, which is what has the basic cone on, and then it has a separate cone that you can put on top of that, and that's it. The cable is attached, but you can tidy it around there, and it comes with a manual. That's the only other thing, and I do recommend, here it is, I do recommend you give it a quick read. It's nothing hard, it's simple to use, but it does, you know, I would just recommend you take a quick read. It also has a few safety information in there as well, and it's nothing complicated, nothing dangerous really particularly. The only thing I just really want to point out is when you put this together, don't have it all disassembled, then plug it into the power, then put, you know, then assemble it, like put the filter in, because it could start trying to turn and stuff, and you might get yourself hurt. So just be careful. Put it together, put the filter in, put that all in, then plug it into the wall as the last step. Just make sure you do it as the last step. You shouldn't have a problem, but just to be safe, don't plug in the power until you've put all the other pieces together. Because it does have auto on and auto shut off with the grinding motion, this bit up here, you put the orange down, and you see this in a video, overlaid video in a minute if I haven't already put it on the video. It depends how I edit this in the end. But you put your fruit on there and kind of grind it, and it does start spinning itself. It does it automatically. You don't press a switch and then it starts turning, then you put it on. As you see, it's off now. Now say we had this plugged in, I would put the fruit on, then it would start automatically doing the motion. Then I could take it off and it would stop, and it will automatically go in several directions. It will go both anti-clockwise and clockwise. So it's really, really neat, especially when you find out how much this costs if you don't already know. It is a really, really good basic juicer, citrus juicer, and it just is quite well thought out and feature packed for the price. I really think this is really nice. It has a cable tidy. It has auto on and auto off when you squeeze your fruit down on it. It also is easy to assemble and easy to disassemble. It's just a really, really nice juicer. I really like it a lot, and it does have large capacity of over half a litre, 600 millilitres or 20 fluid ounces. Now the only thing I'm not keen on with it is this lid. It doesn't seem to have much purpose. It doesn't clip on, as you can hear and see. It just loose and could easily drop off. So I'm not sure what the overall purpose really of this lid is, because yes, you can put your fruit on, then put the lid down over top and push down, and that will actually work, but it's not very good because you can't turn it and stuff, and you can't use your fingers, because it recommends in the manual, you know, using your fingers to make sure it gets all out properly. So you like put the fruit down and use your fingers and stuff, which you can't do with that. So it doesn't seem to have that purpose. And with it all on, it's loose. And I thought, well, maybe when you pour out your juice, you'd have this lid on so it don't come all splashing out. But again, even with the filter inside out, it still doesn't sit on. So it's not a very good lid in my opinion, but that's the only flaw I've really found with this. So let's take that off. There's the lid. And here is the filter. Here's the filter that goes inside. Now, if we pull this off, here is your cones. And there is the little cone, big cone. Now, if you want the little cone, which is what I use, you just put that inside the filter. And if you want the big one, you don't put the big one in. You put the big one on top and join them together. Then you put this one, then you put this one inside and position it, and there you go. Okay, now what about the pulp? Well, as you can see, there is this here. Hopefully I'm focused. I'm behind the camera, it's a little tricky. Behind the tripod. Okay, so let's just move this one out of the way. In fact, let's just put this out of the way. Now, if you look, if we push this down, I'm not sure if that showed on camera. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, there's all of these filters, all these holes, and that lets the pulp through. But if we don't want pulp, we can close those holes. Now, all the holes are closed around here. Obviously, you have your cone in here, so that doesn't count. It's these bits around here that close. And then if we just want a little bit, see, we can go halfway, and then it will let some pulp through, but not as much. Or none, or a medium amount. Now just bear in mind, even with it closed like that, you do still get some pop come through, just not as much. And it's still good, especially for something at this price range. Okay. Then this goes in there, and make sure it is firmly in. Make sure you put it in. And once you have that firmly in, you can then put one of the cones or both of the cones in. There we go. Now, this is why you don't have this plugged in, because if I was putting this in, if I was putting this together with the power end, this would start turning. So you don't do that, okay? Then you can either use this other one or not. And if you want the other one, you just pop that in as well. And that's about all there is to it. You can take this base off with a cable tidy to wash it and then turn it back on. It's very simple and straightforward to put in. Once you've done your juice, you can always take this out or even leave it in, but I would probably take it out. Then pour your juice out. Like I say, this doesn't really fit very well. It's not very secure. That's the only problem I have with it. The lid, I really don't like the lid. But apart from that, overall, it's really, really good piece of kit. Okay, so is there anything I'd like to point out? Anything I like and don't like? Well, the things I particularly like about it is its large capacity of about 600 milliliters, 20 fluid ounces. It has a built-in cable tidy to wrap your cable around when you're not using it or you're storing it or whatever. It has auto on and auto off, so you just push the fruit down and it turns. There's no on and off button to deal with. You don't turn it on, then do a bit, then turn it off, whatever. It's auto on, auto off. You do a bit, if you stop, it stops. You start, it starts. I love that. And it has several cone sizes and all at a budget, really budget price. The only thing is the lid. This lid is not really very good. It doesn't click on. It just sort of sits loosely on top. I don't like the lid. But apart from that, it's really, really great. And how much does it cost? It costs less than £15 in the UK. It's actually less than 13 even. It's £12.45. So for about £12.50, you get this wonderful juicer that has auto off, auto on function, large capacity and a cable tidy. And that is really, really good. It is such a great product for that price. For less than £13, you're getting a really good juicer. Can you get some better? Yeah, maybe you can even get some that won't let any pop in, let alone the amount that this does and things like that. But for less than £13, and if it's available in the US, I'll put the US price in dollars on the screen as a text overlay as well. For less than £13, you get in a large capacity citrus juicer that also has additional cone size, cable tidy, auto off and auto on function for such a good bargain price. So I just think that that is so good for the price. I've even had somebody else test it, so a family member who does a lot of things like, you know, cooking, baking, all sorts, and they even worked as a cook in a restaurant once, and they said that for a home consumer juicer at this price, it seems to be really good. They like it. So yeah, I do really, really recommend it. Please like, comment and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you could do me a huge favour, and if you're watching this as a review on the Amazon product page, please hit the yes button next to was this review helpful to you. That'll help me out a lot as well. Thanks for watching.